Hi, it's Tracy Lynn from declutterinminutes.com. And today we are going to do a little bit of organizing inspiration and see if we can't find a way to clean out the clutter and create a neat and tidy space in your car, your vehicle, whether that be a van, a truck, a car, compact SUV, no matter what it is. Let's face it, our cars can get pretty hot and chaotic. So let's find a few ways that you can streamline the different areas in your vehicles to make it easier for you to not only find what you need, but to also put things away before you leave the vehicle. That is a habit that is going to help you to keep a space clutter-free, streamlined, and chaos-free. So every time you get inside of your vehicle, you don't cringe from the mess, but instead you just get on with your day and go on to your destination. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. If this is your first organizing inspiration chat with me, then let me just go through things just quickly. What I did was I scoured the internet from some of the amazing blogs and websites out there, and I took some of their ideas, put them into a PowerPoint so you can actually see their tips in action. So we're going to look at a few different areas, give you a little game plan of what you could do before you actually do the organizing, leave you with some helpful recaps that you can do and put into action, and you will be on your way. So let's go ahead and get started. Organizing inspiration, how to organize the inside of your vehicle. Before you can organize, you will first want to declutter the stuff that's already in your car. So basically, you need to get the stuff out so you can set up the spaces before you put the stuff you are keeping back in. So you want to gather your supplies. This would be trash bags, clothes baskets, or laundry baskets, whatever it is you call them. That is my organizing tool of choice, decluttering tool of choice, cleaning supplies, and a box for donations. Yes, you might be surprised at finding donations inside of your car, but we'll go over that in just a bit. All right. The first thing you want to do, this is a habit I want you to adopt every single time you're getting ready to declutter a space. I want you to remove the trash and recyclables first and foremost. So arm yourself with a trash bag and just go through the front seat, the floor, the back seat, the doors, get the tissues, the napkins, the empty junk food bags or fast food bags, any foil, papers, anything you can find that is labeled as trash, and get it into the first bag. As you find recyclables, empty water bottles, empty pop cans, Gatorade bottles, get those dumped out and into your recycling bag. Go through your entire car and pull all of those items first. Don't forget the trunk. And most importantly, don't forget the big items and trash that you find on the floor. Next, you want to grab your laundry basket and go through your car, gather up anything that needs to be put away inside of your home. Let's face it, we go to our car with a supply of things, but we don't always leave with the same supply. And sometimes things get left behind. So it could be clothes, sweatshirts, an extra pair of shoes, toys that the kids left in there, books that you might have left in from the library, bags of items that you got from a store that you forgot to take in. No matter what it is, if it has a home inside of the garage or your house itself, put it inside of your laundry basket. The only thing that I want left in the car are things that are going to stay in the car. So if it belongs in the house, put it in the laundry basket. If it's trash or recyclables, put it in the trash bag. When you're all done, you're going to take this laundry basket and put everything away. But for right now, just set it off to the side just in case you find other items that need to be put away while you're cleaning out your car. And then you also need to have a box for donations. So as you find items that need to be donated, that you no longer need, use, or love, go ahead and put it inside of that donation box. Having that box right there allows you to get that item from decision to done. Once you put it in the box, it stays in the box. It is not allowed to come out. Don't make things more difficult by forcing yourself to make a decision more than once. Once you make the decision, take the item, put it into the donation box, and then when you're done with the car, you can seal up the box, put it in your trunk, and drop it off at the donation center the next time you're out running errands. Okay, once you have everything gone out of the car, the clutter, you want to give your car a good cleaning. Now, if you see there are still quite a few things on the seat, on the floor that you intend to keep inside of the car, I want you to pull that out and put it in its own container. That's your keep container. That can also be a laundry basket, a box, or a bag or tote, whatever works best for you. But get all those things gathered up and out of the way and off to the side so you can use that when you're organizing. Remember, it's always easier to clean a space once the clutter is gone. So take advantage of that clutter-free area and vacuum the floor, wipe down the sides, get the sticky fingerprints off of the windows or the dog nose smudges, if it's my car, off of the windows, clean the dash, get everything cleaned out real good. Use a toothbrush to get in those nooks and crannies. If you want to go hardcore, get some Q-tips and really clean things out. Make it crystal clean because it's easier and more motivating to organize a neat and tidy space than a dusty and smudgy one. So take the few minutes it requires to clean your car out. Okay, what you want to do next is organize each area. Remember, the whole goal of keeping things organized is to make it easier for you to put things away. So the overreaching habit that you are going to be forming by doing this entire process is putting things back to start every time you leave your car. We call that a room reset. And yes, your car is a room. You're going to reset that space each and every time you get home so that you're always greeted with a neat and tidy area when you get back into your vehicle. Okay, a few things to remember before you start organizing. First, you want to focus on and organize areas that you use the most. So that would be the glove box, possibly the visor on the driver's side first and foremost, but possibly the passenger side as well, the trunk, under the seats, if you need extra space, that's a great place to utilize. In the middle console between the front and passenger seat, and back of the seat, hanging on the back of the driver or passenger seat. All those areas need to be taken into consideration when you're setting up organizing systems. You also want to match organizers to your family's ages and needs. Now, for me, I'm an empty nester, so I don't need to organize a toy area for any of my kids. But if you have young children, you may want to do that in your own vehicle. You might want to set up an area for snacks, especially if you're going to be taking a long trip. You might want to have extra supplies in your car at all times if your pup usually travels along with you to either the store, the park, or a long trip. And you might want to have a first aid for if you're an adventurer, a biker, a swimmer, a hiker, whatever it is. Know your lifestyle, know your family's needs and wants so you can set up a space that works specifically for you. All right, now let's get into the fun stuff. These are organizing ideas to help you keep your car neat and tidy. I like to always have bags in my car, and a tissue box is a great way to keep those bags sorted and organized so it's easy for you to get to them. Okay, first and foremost, why bags? Well, they're great for trash. If you're on a long trip or even a short trip and you've got a messy family with you, having a place to gather up trash when you reset your vehicle is super helpful. It's good for dirty clothes. If you're going out hiking and you find that you got yourself muddy and you want to put your wet sweatshirt in something rather than on the floor, you've got bags right there to do that. Gathering up items to take back into the house. Remember the car reset, room reset that you're going to do, excuse me, every single time. Those bags make it easier for you to do that. And also loose groceries. How many times do you come out of the grocery store and the bag rips? Now you have an extra bag to put those loose groceries into that you can get back into the house. I love this. This is from justagirlblog.com. She uses these containers to hold small items that she frequently uses for her and her family. So she has the iPod cord. I have the charger for my phone. I also have the connector for my Bluetooth to my car. Let's see, the hair ties. I love that one. Sometimes I like to keep my gum in one and have extra snacks and gum. Face masks, let's face it. It's the age we're in right now. Have a few extra face masks inside of a container to keep them dust free and clean, just in case you forgot one. This next tip is from hdtv.com. Dollar store organizers for snacking. Oh my gosh, you guys, I absolutely love this. How many times do you run errands, go on a trip, you stop to grab something to eat at McDonald's, and you find you have to sit it on the seat and it's hard to reach it and it's hard to get to? These organizers are a great way to keep things neat and tidy and standing up so they don't fall over. You don't have to go to a fast food store. You could take a pre-made snack with you. Put your drink in one. Sometimes you want more than one drink. Put your extra drink in, a few snacks, especially if you're an adventurer and you're going for a hike or a bike ride. This is a great way to keep your pre-food handy so you can eat it before you start your journey or your adventure. Our next tip is also from hdtv.com. I love these clips and I never thought of using them to hold purses, totes, umbrellas, and other items on the back of a seat. This is also a great way to keep things up off the floor where things can get dirty, especially if you live in a four-season area as I do. The mats get filthy from the snow and the mud. So keeping your purse up off of the floor, it's a great way to not only keep it from spilling, but to know exactly where it is every time you get in and out of the car. This is from thecrazycouponlady.com. This is a dollar store shoe organizer that she uses toys for her kids. She also has a drink bottle in the top one. I think this is a great idea for any age of family. You can put in an extra pair of shoes, a couple hand sanitizers, maybe a water bottle. You could put in wet naps, sanitizing or what do you call them? Sanitizing wipes. Oh, that's what it is. Wipes. You could put them in there. You can have an extra pair of sunglasses. You can have, I don't know, batteries just in case you need them for an item. Whatever it is for your family, you have tons of pockets. Now, she attached hers with zip ties, but you can also use the clips from this slide to hold that organizer onto the back of your seat. It's the headrest bars. Now, not everybody has them. So if you don't, you may have to think outside of the box to find a way to get it to connect. But the idea is to utilize that space that you might not be utilizing to keep things up off of the floor and a little bit easier to put away. This is from handyman.net.au, and I love this idea. This is just a bungee cord that he keeps put away until he gets groceries. Not everyone wants to buy those big organizers. That's what I have, but not everybody has the room for them. And so this is a great way for you to come up with an extra way to keep the bags from spilling over from the grocery store. So you just attach the bungee from one side to the next. Now, remember, not all cars or vehicles have the attachments, but most of them do. I looked and my car has those attachments. So you just attach the bungee cord, feed it through the groceries. And when you're not using it, double attach it off to one side. It's a great way to keep those bags from spilling, causing you extra work when you get home from the store. Okay, this is a great idea. Again, from thecrazycouponlady.com. She used an old gum container to hold her extra change. We like to use the Altoid mint containers, but you can use any small container and keep it inside of the middle console or right in the cup holder if you're making a trip and you know you're going through toll areas. It's just a great way to keep them for if you go to the fast food restaurants and they want to know if you want to donate money to like the Ronald McDonald Association, you've got some change there. You can toss it in. If you see, we have a lot of colleges that ask for donations at popular intersections in our town, and we can throw things in there. The fire department does it as well. Having some extra dollars and coins to toss in really does make it nice, especially when you're not digging in the bottom of your console. Keeps everything contained right there so you know exactly where it is. This is from the tiffkeach.blogspot.com. And this is a great way to organize important papers. Now, these are the tabs that she has in this organizer right here. She got it right at the dollar store, you guys. It's one of those plastic tabs. She keeps it closed up and in her glove box. She says it fits perfectly, but you do want to take a measurement in before you buy a container, just to make sure it fits in yours. She has her car registration, her current insurance, tune-ups for the current year, oil change records, warranties, tire information, maps, and safety inspection information. Now, you can change this to adapt it to what you need inside of your car, but this is a great starting point and a super simple way to organize the papers for your vehicle. All right. First aid kits. This is really important. And if you don't have one, I highly encourage you to put one together because you could do it for pennies. This is just a pencil case, a small pencil case. Yes, you can buy the first aid kits that are pre-made, but I find the containers are very large. So if you're short on space inside your vehicle, you can get one of these pencil cases or smaller plastic cases that snap shut. And you could keep that as your own first aid kit. Things to put inside: Band-Aids, scissors, wipes, gloves, tweezers, face masks, anything that is not going to spoil in extreme heat if you live in the South, or extreme cold if you live in the North. Oh, and this is from onecrazymom.com. Next up is a pencil case from the dollar store that can double as an organizer on the back seat of one of the on the headrest of one of the seats in your vehicles. From newlywedsurvival.com. You use key rings to attach it to the headrest, or you can also use zip ties. You can also attach it to the front visor, but I suggest you do this on the passenger side, because if you're driving and you pull that visor down, you don't want things flapping in your face, distracting you while you're on the road. So keep your driving visor as clutter-free as possible and put the organizers on the passenger side visor. Fill it with items you need that you frequently run out of. You can have a little thing of tissues, a pen, a pad of paper. You can have some gum in here, whatever it is that you might need, a couple extra dollars, like mad money. You could stick it inside of this organizer and keep it close by whenever you need to get to it. This is a DIY car trunk organizer. Now, if you did not like the bungee cord that we talked about earlier, this is another option that you can use. This is from familyhandyman.com. Basically, you want to choose your container. And the trick with making a car trunk organizer is keeping things from sliding around or tipping over. So what he suggests that you do is use the double-sided Velcro to lock your containers in place. So you're going to want to put either an X or an outline of the item that you're using, and you want to seal it down onto the bottom and then rip off the Velcro and seal that to the actual container. You can use these plastic storage bins or laundry baskets. They have the small ones and the big ones. It all depends on the size in your trunk, but you want to make sure that Velcro is securely attached. So when you pick it up, it doesn't come apart, but you also want to make sure that the Velcro is not super strong so that you can actually pick the container up. This is great for holding groceries. You could see they have a first aid kit. You could put your books in there if you go to the library, because those tend to fall everywhere. Whatever it is, it's a great option for keeping things from falling, getting lost under the seat in your vehicle while you're driving. Okay. Woo! That was a lot. So let's do a recap. When you are decluttering and organizing your car, the very first thing you want to do is remove the trash and the recyclables. That is a habit I want to ingrain in your mind, no matter what you're organizing, whether it be a full room, just a single drawer in your kitchen or your vehicle. You always want to remove the trash and the recyclables first. Then you want to use a laundry basket or a box, something that's easy to carry, and gather up items that need to be put away, either inside or outside of the home. And then you want to declutter whatever is left. What you're keeping, keep off to the side. What you're donating, put into a box that you can immediately put into your car when you're done and take it to the donation center. Don't forget to clean your area once the clutter is gone. That way you're starting with a clean slate that is very motivating and fun to organize, because there's no fun organizing a dirty area. So do a quick wipe down of the walls and the doors and vacuum of the floor. Then you want to organize each area that you will specifically use. So there's no need to put an organizer on the back of the passenger seat if you don't need that organizer in the first place. So make sure you keep in mind how big your family is, what you need the organizing areas for, and set up the areas specifically for you, the owner of the vehicle. And then finally, set up areas to match your family and their ages. So if you have young children, you might want to have toys that will occupy them in the car. If you have middle-aged kids, you might want to have crayons and coloring books and maybe a couple books that they can read. If you have older kids, you might want to have a charging station for an iPad, larger books, and maybe a tablet of paper and pen. Whatever it is, match the areas to the age of your family. That way, going to all this work to make sure that things are set up will actually stick because it matches you and your family. And that is all I have for you today. Okay, let me get out of here and back over to me. Oh my goodness, you guys. I hope you found that an easy breakdown for organizing your vehicle and turning it into a place that is No more chaos, no more clutter, no more mess. A few habits that we talked about in this video today. Number one, make sure before you ever declutter a space, you remove the trash, you remove the recyclables, and you remove anything that has a home someplace else. And your second habit is to make sure that once you declutter an area and organize it, you learn a tip that will help you to keep it that way. And that is to reset the space every single time you leave it. And for the car, it's when you get home from running errands, from work, from church, whatever it is, make sure you reset that space. And it should be easy because you're going to have a tissue box that is going to hold bags in your car, and you're going to know right where the bags are. So you can grab a bag, gather up the trash, gather up things that need to be brought in your house, and take everything into the home. Neat and tidy space. If you have change on the floor, pick it up, put it in the container. If you find pens and pencils laying on the floor, pick them up, put them into the organizer you have strapped onto the back of your seat. A home for everything, so it's super easy to put it away, allowing you to reset that space and move on to your next activity. I hope you guys found this little inspiration helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and happy decluttering. Bye.